Hi everyone, welcome back to Function Pilates. I'm Vanessa Kelly, founder of Function Pilates, and in today's reformer workout, it's about de-stressing. So there are moments in our life when things get a little bit more stressful, so this workout is about de-stressing, and everyone does it a little differently. Some people like more of that relaxation, restorative type of zen feeling, and then others really need to get that energy out just to feel just so much better in general. So I'm gonna try to make a little mixture of both in there and see how that feels for you guys. I am working on a balanced body piece of equipment here, so I'll make the recommended spring settings for those that are working on a different model at home. I apologize, I've been not very consistent with recording and giving you reformer workouts here on the channel. I've had a lot of stuff happen in the backgrounds here behind the scenes. We're opening up another location here in Chandler, Arizona. Would love for you guys to come and visit. It's opening this summer. And then also we're just wrapping up our spring virtual teacher training course, which was a great success. And we have our next virtual teacher training course coming out fall of 2022. If you're interested in becoming a Pilates instructor or you want to enhance your Pilates knowledge, go ahead and inquire. Link is below in that description box. For those that are new, welcome. I have over 50 workouts here on the channel and they're all separated into playlists, so you can check out reformer workouts, tower, chair, mat, postural therapy, and also student tutorials. So it's a great little clip on how to enhance your own practice at home. For those that are interested in becoming a Pilates instructor, we have in-person and we have virtual teacher training. So again, that link is going to be below in the description box. And for those that are interested in owning their own Pilates studio, becoming a franchise owner, Function Pilates is in its groundbreaking stages. We're registered in over 30 states. I would love to chat more about how you can have your own Pilates studio in your area. So again, that information will be linked below. So for those that are interested in this workout and looking for other similar workouts, I'll put some recommended links as well in that description box. But for those that are ready to get started, let's go ahead and begin. Let's go ahead and begin with having a magic circle handy, and we'll set ourselves up for our footwork series. So something nice and comfortable, something light, around 2 res, 1 blue, which is 2.5 springs. Or you could do 3 springs there as well. Lie on your back when you're ready and just take a moment to windshield wipe those legs back and forth, focusing on your breath, just quieting your mind. And then grab a hold of that ring and then just take a moment to send your left arm up straight, bend the right arm, and then continue to switch sides as if you were aiming with a bow and arrow, pulling that ring apart in opposite directions. Our goal is to really stretch out through those shoulders and open up through the chest here. And then from this position, go ahead and take that ring and grab a hold of your left foot around the ball of the foot or someone very comfortable, and allow your knee to bend and soften, and then extend it straight up to increase the stretch behind the hamstring. Then carefully take it out to the left-hand side, opening up the inner thigh, keeping your right hip down, and do the same thing, soften and bend, and then extend straight out. And just allowing for those muscles to open up at their own comfortable pace. Switching sides, right foot goes in. Again, think of your heel looking up towards the ceiling. Soft and bend. Pressing straight up towards the ceiling, maybe pulling those toes towards you. And then taking that right leg out to the side, left hip is down, opening up through those adductors. Good. Bend and soften here and straighten out the leg. And once you're ready, return it back to the center. And we'll take the ring around the ankles here and allow your ankles to pull away, aligning your knees with your hips as your heels are placed on that foot bar. Double check your form and then exhale, press it out to 2 straight legs. So our goal is to go in, start to do a full body workout here. stabilizing through those ankles and really pulling the ankles away from one another to release any tight hips. Even though the ring is around the ankles, it's going to affect us through our tight hips as well. Beautiful. Press it out at your own comfortable pace, about 10. And let's bring it in down to your toes, heels are lifted, and let's continue. Same method. Just challenging your heels to stay in a nice lifted position. Pressing evenly through the ball of the foot into all of your toes here. Now as we're going through this, really comfortably drop those shoulders down. Keep those palms open. Focus on elongating through the back of your neck here. Beautiful. Once you've hit about 10 repetitions here, let's go ahead and bend those knees to pull back in. And we're going to bring that ring up above the knees, and we can take our heels back up on the foot bar nice and wide, but allow your thighs to pull away from each other. So same idea. Most of the time we store a lot of stress, a lot of stiffness into our hips. So if we release some of that stiffness, it's going to release some of the stress that we feel inside our body. Beautiful. Try to maintain stabilizing your ankles here as if your feet were pressing up a wall. And then down to your toes, stay in that wide position. Ring stays put and continue. Press it out to 2 straight legs. Soften those knees to return home. Allow your shoulders to drop away from those ears as you get a little bit lighter through your upper body here. Beautiful. Just focusing on your breath. Focusing on those ribs pulling in to connect with your abdominal muscles. From this point, we're going to take the ring away and we're going to go heels together, toes apart, on your toes. Grab the ring into your hands and then think about pulling out when you go to 2 straight legs. So pull the ring apart, bend your knees, straighten out, pull the ring apart, bend your knees. Perfect. And finding that rhythm. Again, releasing any type of tension through the shoulders, really opening and widening through the chest to stretch out those pectoral muscles, to feel like your shoulders are rolling backwards. Beautiful job. Hug those heels together as you squeeze those inner thighs and then return home. So setting that off to the side here for just a moment, the ring, let's just take it into some nice lower and lifts with the heels. So heels are going under and then they lift at a nice controlled pace. Perfect. And just really feel that stretch underneath through the Achilles up into the calf muscle. About 5 there, and then just going into your own manual stretch here as you take your left foot underneath the foot bar, and it's like you're pulling with the foot bar and then pressing with your right heel, and then switch when you're ready, taking your time, and return into a nice comfortable running position where you're just alternating the legs here, bending one leg, dropping the other heel. Trying to maintain stability through your hips at the same time. Perfect. Just really focus on the articulation of your ankle. Just feel how different that is when you go at a slower pace. So heels are going to go back up on top of that foot bar and then start to roll through the arches of your feet as if you were getting reflexology done. So applying pressure into the foot bar to what feels good for you, and just making your way up towards the toes and then walking your feet back up that bar towards your heels, maybe rolling your ankles in, rolling your ankles out. And then on this next one, take your hands and go ahead and grip your fingers and pull your arms apart, like your elbows are reaching opposite directions, and just breathe here as you feel that release of tension. And then when you're ready, I'm going to have you guys switch your hands so that it's the opposite hand on top, opposite hand on the bottom. And breathe, don't hold your breath, relax your jaw. Return your arms back to the carriage and come on home. So grab that ring again. We're going to go ahead and position the heels back up on top of the foot bar, and then take your right foot with the ring and going into single leg footwork variation here. Just as if we did in the warm-up, we're stretching out through that right hamstring, but we're working through the left leg here. Things to think about is keeping your hips nice and even and balanced with equal pressure into the carriage. Stabilizing through that left ankle, not rocking it back or forth. Perfect. And once you hit about 8 to 10 there, you can switch to the other side. Again, underhand grip I like to use with that while I'm holding onto the circle. And then when you're ready, go ahead and continue. To encourage more of your hamstring stretch, think about lifting up through your left heel or reaching the back of your knee to the wall in front of you. See how that changes the stretch here. Beautiful. And return home. So from here, let's take that ring, let's place it between our inner thighs. And your arches are on the foot bar here. We're just taking a moment to squeeze that ring and breathe. So feel that heat develop in between the thighs as you're squeezing through that ring. A gentle close of the eyes. Beautiful. It's like you're contracting the muscles and then you're just releasing the ring. And then you can do singular or you can hold it this entire time. And what I mean by singular is that you can squeeze in, hold for 3 seconds, and release, and then continue to do that. Otherwise, you're just holding it the entire time, and then we're going to release it. So now from here, we're going to take that ring, place your feet through it, and we're going to do our external rotator. So we're pulling outward. So now you're contracting the muscles on the outside of your hip, reaching your thighs in opposite directions, and pausing. Hold for as long as you can, or go back into those singular ones where you're holding for 3 seconds and then releasing, holding for 3 seconds and releasing. The goal is to contract the muscle, to heat it up so that it allows it to release, allows it to stretch. So that's the purpose behind this. Try to calm your mind and relax your facial muscles. And then when you're ready, go ahead and release that ring, come up to a sitting position. Perfect. Good. So we're going to go out and change our spring tension here into red and a blue 1.5 springs. So something that's more of a medium weight for you, not something super light. And then taking those hands in the handles or the loops, legs are in a tabletop position. We're going to drop those arms down straight by our sides. Good. Press it down, release it up. Remembering that the wrists never go past the shoulders, but they're stopping right above the shoulder as if you were in a sleepwalking position. Beautiful. Keep those heels lifted, toes are pointed, knees are hugging close to each other. And then from here, we're going to go ahead, pull those knees in a little closer, cross those ankles so you can imprint your low back, and then your arms are just moving in a T position. So exhale to pull those palms in to meet the hips. Inhale, open them up to meet your peripheral vision. Yes, you should be able to see your hands on both sides as you open up. Go ahead and crisscross the other way with your ankles into your tricep press. Exhale, straighten the arm. Inhale to bend. Elbows should be hovering off that carriage and close to the rib cage here. And I like, again, those knees bent in towards the chest to help imprint your low back. And then release it. Take a moment, maybe windshield wipe those legs again with those arms out to a T. Just taking a moment. And then bring those arms straight back up towards the ceiling, legs back into that tabletop position. And then we're gonna go ahead and make it a little bit more fluid with our circles, combining those two movements previously. So feel like your shoulders are just warming up at that shoulder socket, about 5 one direction, and then go ahead and switch it 5 the other direction. Keeping it more fluid, not as robotic or mechanical as in a lot of my previous workouts. Beautiful job. And then from here, arms are going straight up. Take again another moment there to relax. Sit yourself up. We got our upper body warmed up, lower body is warmed up, and we're going to go ahead and take it into just one spring, one red spring, right into our scooter here. A little bit of balancing, a little bit of lunging, all the way up. So notice that your foot, your standing foot, is more towards like the center of the reformer here in order to balance. But think of your body going straight up like an elevator. And as you bend your knee, your right knee is over your ankle the whole time. Left knee is off that carriage to create balance. Little pulses here, going up and down, isolating the glute, the right hip. Yes. Go back down. Take your hands to the foot bar, and then sweep your right leg up into plank and drop it back to a lunge. We lunge down, we come back up, hands to the foot bar, reach the right leg back to plank, hands back to the hips, lunge it down. Beautiful. So a little bit of glute work, a little bit of ab work, and upper body. Nice. Feel the control here, taking your time, and I like that deep stretch through that left hip flexor. And dropping. Tiny little burn with these pulses, continuing to go up and down and return all the way back up again. Beautiful job. Let's repeat that on the other side. So again, we'll start with our balancing, just our straight lunge. Then we'll head into our plank position to finish it off with pulses. So nice and tall, might feel like a completely different story on this side, but again, this is a way to get acquainted with your body. Beautiful. Now, as you straighten your left leg here, I want you to think about really pressing evenly through your foot so you're activating through your glute muscle to lift. Abs are drawn in. Little pulses here just to start that burn, that sensation. It's like you're barely moving that carriage, and come back up. All right, adding into those planks, we're going to lunge it down. Take your hands to that foot bar and lift the leg up. Lunge down. We're going to lift up, take the hands to the foot bar, lift the leg. Beautiful. Just about 3 to 5, depending on what your level is today. Good. Lower down, up, and kick back. Think of those abs being drawn in as you swing the leg back. Lower it down, hands to hips, and then we are going to add those pulses to finish this off. Squeeze those glutes, keep your chest high, try not to look down, and return home. Beautiful. So from here, let's go ahead and we are kneeling, feet are supported. Again, we're just on that one spring right into down stretch. So this is an abdominal exercise. The lighter you are in your springs, the harder this exercise will be. So if you need to add another spring, feel free to do that, but it should feel, again, anywhere from light to medium to you. Allow those shoulders to just drop down those back pockets as you open wide through the chest and return home. So taking it up into A little bit more of an elephant position, our next step up. Heels are supported against the shoulder block. You're gonna press that carriage back, keeping your upper body still, and use your exhale to return home. So if this is too much for your hamstrings, just walk your feet forward slightly, but keep your upper body nice and still here. Fingertips are reaching forward, so we're not gripping the foot bar. Perfect. And return home. Let's go ahead and challenge you. So we're going to go 3/4 of the way up with your heels. Take it to plank, press on out, and continue to see how well we can plank while moving the carriage back and forth as we previously did with our knees down. You could always go back to that. Beautiful, one long line here. Inhale to return the carriage and drop those knees down carefully. Good. Let's take our left foot onto that ledge. Right foot still supported. So another deep hip flexor stretch here. Raise those arms up if you can, that right side, and lean to your left. Like I said in the beginning, we're really trying to focus on opening up through those hips. Take it into a hamstring stretch. Make sure your hips are squared and balanced. Beautiful. And return back in again. Good. And let's go ahead and switch it to the other side. Left arm comes up, lean over to the right. Again, to increase that stretch, and breathe. Shoulders are down. Perfect. Once you're ready, return the hand, straighten out the leg. Again, square out your hips to really increase that hamstring stretch. Beautiful. And return in. So from here, we're going to go ahead and have those feet supported 3/4 of the way. Drop it to plank. Bend the knees in towards the chest. Straighten the legs and pike yourself back up. So bend your knees, extend, and pike. Think of a burpee here. So you're dropping to plank, bend your knees, extend, and pike your hips. So it's like you're pushing your hips back. You got this. Nice deep connection with the abdominal muscles. Lift. Good. Drop it down. We bend the knees, we press, and we lift. Try to keep those hips higher if you're getting anything in your low back here. And then carefully, I'm going to have you go ahead and come down. So I'm going to drop this down to about a half spring, a little bit of upper body work here. So if it needs to go any lower for you, feel free, but we're in a quadruped position on the side of the carriage. Take your outer hand onto the loop or the handle, and on this next exhale, open out to a T, palm looks down. As you thread through, your palm is going to flip up. Exhale, open to a T, and thread it right through. Upper body stays still, so shoulders aren't moving, but we're creating balance here. And the goal is to really think about we're releasing endorphins. And then go ahead and come to a kneeling position. Interlacing both hands, exhale, we're gonna rotate it. So again, this is a lighter spring. Just be mindful how much rotation, how much control you have, that we're not flying through. Every time you rotate, think about really squeezing through those obliques here. And you'll get better and better at it every time. Take it to Mermaid. So zigzag those legs, take a stretch, rotate. Open those hands wide to each side of the bar. And then if this feels good, lift your chest up. Push yourself back away. Lift your chest up again. Press yourself down so you're parallel to the floor here. Good. Continue to breathe and press back down. Carefully take your left hand back through center and come all the way back up, grabbing a hold of the shoulder block with the right hand and leaning into it. Rotate so both hands are on the shoulder blocks and wring yourself out like a towel. Keep rotating to the right. and release. Beautiful. So let's begin that all again on the other side. So we're going to go ahead and grab a hold of our handle or our loop in a quadruped position. Take a deep breath, and when you're ready, exhale, open to a T, palm looks down. Inhale, thread it back underneath your chest. Beautiful. About 5 here. Open it up, thread it on through. Good. Again, the whole purpose is to trying to get some harder, more challenging exercises in there where it requires you to think about it, requires a little bit more breath, and then getting right back into more of a zen, stretchy feeling here. Rotating through the spine, finding that oblique work. Remember, we're contracting that muscle. Every time you're going to get a little bit better on how to be more aware of contracting the muscle. Good. Exhale. And then hanging that back up, we'll take it to our mermaid stretch. Press it away, reach on over, rotate, open up the hand grip, push your chest to the floor, lift your chest up for extension, drop yourself back down, lift yourself up for that extension, showing off that chest here. Good. One more to press out, and then carefully adjust your right hand through center and come all the way up to the top. Hold on to that shoulder block, lean to the left. When you're ready, grab both shoulder blocks with each hand and wring yourself out like a towel. And release. Beautiful. From this position, go ahead and have a seat. Straddle the carriage here, press on out with both hands, getting into more of what we call a counter stretch. And just take that moment to feel your back releasing, shoulders releasing. Come back in, take your right hand to meet your left hand, just getting a little bit more of an angle in this stretch. Come back up. Let's take it over to the right side. Both hands meet that right corner. Press on out to drop your chest. Nice. And come all the way home. So again, we did this before. Grab a hold of your fingers, pulling your hands apart. Reach your elbows in opposite directions, and then switch when you're ready. From here, go ahead and take that right leg, bend it. Keep breathing. Hands are to the foot bar. You're pressing out, feeling that piriformis, feeling that glute stretching. Left leg is on the ground, and then return and come back in. Let's switch it to the other side. Left leg is bent, right leg's on the ground. Hands to the foot bar, press out. Breathe, drop those shoulders, fingertips reaching, and just release any tension in your jaw. Beautiful. See if you can take your feet to that foot bar, toes are on, and reach behind you for the shoulder blocks. And just feel that stretch through the shoulders. If this is too much, you can take your hands down on the carriage, but maybe look up, lift your chin, drop your heels under, and just quiet your mind to create just internal space in our body, calmness. If you can grab a hold of the bar in front of you, go ahead and do that. Drop those heels if it feels okay, not too intense. Bend those knees to come back in, and then let's go ahead and come on up. All right, standing up, roll those shoulders a little bit back, hip distance apart. We're going to sweep our arms up. We're going to reach our arms down. Deep breath here. Exhale, draw that belly up, rebuilding the spine. Head's the last thing, shoulders roll back. Let's try that one more time. Arms come up. We forward fold here. Release your neck. thank you again, guys, for watching. I hope this was helpful for you. If you liked it, hit the subscribe button, a thumbs up, leave a comment, and I will see you next time.